Breaking news, a MAGA senator has died, and this is surprisingly bad for the Trump administration. Here's everything that you need to know. First and foremost, the MAGA senator was Lindsey Graham. He died last night at 71 from a heart attack. But why is this bad for the Trump administration? Well, for starters, now that Lindsey Graham has died, the Republicans only possess a one-seat majority over the Democrats in the Senate. This is really bad news for the Trump administration because they've been trying to get their SAVE Act passed through Congress. If you don't know what that is, it's a terrible bill. It would suppress and disenfranchise millions of voters for the midterms. But the thing is, it has failed already a handful of times in the Senate because a handful of Republicans have been willing to vote against it. But now that the Republicans only have a one-seat majority over the Democrats, the bill's basically dead. There's close to nothing that Trump could do to get all of the Republicans to vote for it, which he would have to do since they now only possess a one-seat majority. That's all for now. The Trump administration is yet facing more difficulties to achieve their goal of suppressing voters, and the SAVE Act is dead once again.
Man, it's been a rough go for the Republicans. We got the Grim Reaper, Mitch McConnell, and now we got the man who I fear never got to reveal his true happiness because he was too afraid to come out of the closet, in Lindsey Graham. And in this video, we are going to talk about how educated people and progressives can do two things at the same time. We can mourn the tragedy that has harmed Lindsey Graham and caused him to die. But we can also not mourn the fact that this man was completely wicked, anti-humanitarian, anti-middle class, anti-poor, and oftentimes voted with those who were racist, which in essence makes him racist. And so having said that, let's jump into it, folks. Lamont, Tyson, original content. We get started right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, everybody. You're in the building with the all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything sexy as hell host, Lamont Tyson. Thank you all who have come to my channel because right now, as evidence, and I learned this from Mehdi Hassan, I am the 8th fastest growing YouTube channel for politics on YouTube. Continue to stick with me. If you are a new up and coming influencer trying to get your progressive messages out there, shoot me your videos. I'll make sure that my audience get a chance to see them. So Lindsey Graham has died at the age of 71 years old. And when you go around and you start discussing how people feel, there's always this sentiment from the Republican Party that no matter how evil someone was, no matter how much people voted against humanity, when their people die, we're supposed to be sad. Let that happen to Democrats. We're supposed to only talk about the bad things they've done in life. And in this situation, we are starting to see people who are more evolved in their thinking, who think critically, and know that you do not have to like someone who did not treat people with the human decency that they need. A lot of people feel like one less Republican that's in the MAGA sphere makes the world a better place. And now I'm going to quote Betty Davis, who once said, "You should never say bad things about the dead. Tell that to the people that Hitler harmed. You should only say good things." And so having said that, Lindsey Graham is dead. Good, ladies and gentlemen. He can't harm any more people. The man was a warmonger. And I pretty much doubt anyone on the Europe side of the Atlantic, Norway, anywhere over there, don't give a damn about no Lindsey Graham. And having said that, one influencer who gave an impassioned speech that I completely agree with, her name is Fit for Justice. Take a listen at what she had to say about Lindsey Graham, and I think you'll find that what she did and how she broke it down is absolutely true. I completely agree with it. And after her comments, we'll get back to this video.
I don't mourn people who spent their entire careers making life worse for everyone else. Let me remind you of who this man was. He was one of the most pro-war politicians in modern history. So much so that The Guardian literally called him, quote, the most pro-war Republican out there. Unquote. He spent decades pushing for a war with Iran, and he finally got his wish when he helped to convince Dumpy Pants to launch a military campaign that has destabilized the entire Middle East and the world. He pledged loyalty to that blue and white country over the United States. Bibi Yahoo has repeatedly said that there is no greater friend to that country than Lindsey Graham. The man literally visited the blue and white country more than his own constituents. He enriched himself during both Dumpy Pants presidencies. He made money off of Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and lots of insider trading. He pushed through an amendment to increase the military budget by $38 billion. He profited off of death and chaos. He's named in those JE files. According to Sasha Riley, his name appears among powerful figures implicated in that network. He tried to force taxpayers to pay for the $400 million ballroom, while families across the country can't even buy groceries. He was a pathological liar for years. He falsely claimed to be a Gulf War veteran, saying that he was at Operation Desert Storm, even though he never left South Carolina. He has done so much damage to his home state and the United States as a whole. And now he's fucking dead.
Well said, my sister. Please go to my video description link and show that girl some love. Here's Lindsey Graham right here. He died July the 11th. He never had the opportunity to meet his best happy place, live his best life, because he had the worst kept secret in all of DC, folks. The man was gay and never wanted to come out. And for that, as a human being, I feel for him, because he never got to truly experience the type of happiness he should experience because he was too busy caught up in this MAGA bull jive. Now, mind you, this man was intelligent. He was a JAG. He was a lawyer for the military. So he had put in his time and his work, but the things that people are never going to forget about him are these things right here. He pushed hard for the Iraq War in 2003, a conflict that killed hundreds of thousands of civilians, displaced millions, and cost the U.S. over $2 trillion, folks. $2 trillion, 2003. Now, back then, if you would have told folks in 2003 that somebody would be worth $1 trillion, they would roll their eyes at you, slapped you, and told you you didn't have a mama. But because of Republican policies supported by Lindsey Graham, we've got that today. He voted against the Affordable Care Act and led multiple efforts to repeal it. An act, folks, that has helped people get tens of millions of people get insurance, and he's voted against it. He championed, folks, the 2017 Trump tax cuts, legislation that delivered massive savings to corporations and billionaires while the middle class got crumbs that expired. He consistently blocked gun control legislation. Now, this is where you always hear Republicans go, oh, thoughts and prayers after mass shootings and shit. And then when somebody like this dies, or Charlie Kirk, they want us to be happy, thoughts and prayers, and you can't say nothing about the bad shit they did. This one piece of legislation he stood against on itself is enough to have people not mourn for his ass. Mass shootings that killed children. He protected the NRA interests over community safety. I'm not done, folks. He's got a long list. He supported military interventions in Libya, Syria, and Iran, beating the war drum repeatedly in ways that destabilized regions and fueled refugee crises affecting millions of poor people worldwide. You see what I'm saying about the humanity? There was no humanity in this man. There was only gay-manity. Get in my butt is all he could think about. He voted against raising federal minimum wage. Why would you do that? Right now, minimum wage can't even buy a pound of beef. And Republicans is running around here hemming and hawing why people don't feel any mourn or remorse for this man. This is why. Your life, ladies and gentlemen, is not built on one single instance. Your epitaph is built on the totality of how you help people. And this man did not help anyone but those who did not need help. He supported harsh, mandatory minimum sentencing laws. That is pretty much the complex that keeps a lot of minorities in trouble. Last but not least, he backed cutting Social Security and Medicare, programs that tens of millions of elderly and disabled Americans depend on and survive with. So folks, miss me with this. We should just be all singing kumbaya and thoughts and prayers and smiling and acting like we happy and shit about his death. No, we're not going to do that. We are highly evolved thinking people. They don't want us to be like this, folks, the Republicans and MAGA, because they know that we can do more than one thing and we can be a force for good. So shout out to all the folks that came and checked this video out. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. If you are trying to get yourself some panty draws this weekend and there's a wine that you want for your sweetie pie and you live, I don't know, somewhere where you can't get the wine, check out my affiliates Wine Express in the video description link and Shopify in the video description link as well.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.